Hello. Alexa, volume 3. Okay, so I'm not gonna really wait a long time for people to come on or hop on. Hey girl, did you pick your stuff up, Dory? I got a whole bundle of stuff on the front porch for you. Oh, Ray, I miss your face. So much. Krista. Oh, shit. Shoot. Krista, I got that Howdy and I forgot to put it in your box yesterday. Crap. I'll get it to you. Hey, Erin. Yeah, I totally forgot that too. Damn it. I know. I miss everybody. So we're going to try to paint this, and I'm going to try to read these. And my kids are all home, and they're driving me batshit crazy. Hi, Sarah. So, okay. So first off, most importantly, is I have my glass and my BrewMate. And if you guys don't know, if you're local to Wentzville, to my area, I know I got it cut and I kind of went dark. It's my natural color. So the white hairs are coming in hot. They're everywhere. I found a couple on my eyebrow, so that's cool. But if you're local to me and to Wentzville in St. Charles County, there is a place called Grotto Grill that two sisters opened up, and they are dolls. Their dad was in the restaurant business for a long time and he retired, and then they opened up their own restaurant together. They are hard workers, but I got the privilege to do all of their decor in their restaurant, and it's very rustic, very farmhouse, a lot of barnwood and stuff like that. So if you're ever in the area, you need to go check them out. And this is not a plug. I love them. They are the sweetest things, but they have the best margaritas. Hands down the best margaritas. So they sell them now in these cute little quarts and then by the gallon. So I'm gonna pour me one because I feel like I deserve it. So hopefully everybody's getting their kits. I know I've got a California. I know Katie, I had your KC one took almost a month. Your Christmas pre-sale. So I hope that this kit doesn't take that long. So hey, Sarah. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, holler on. All my veteran, my OG craft clubbers, feel free to chime in and, kind of help out, answer any questions. But basically, I'm Leslie. I am the owner and OG, I don't know, it's weird doing these stupid introductions, but if you don't know me, my name's Leslie. I was an ICU nurse for 11 years. And I went through infertility with my first baby. We had her, and then her 3-month birthday and my first day back to work, I found out I was pregnant again. So I had 2 babies in 2012, completely natural, and then I had 2 more babies after that. So I have 4 babies. Well, they're not babies, but are you recording me? So I have 1 over here. So Miley, my oldest, is 9, Adeline is 8, Isla is almost 7, and Henry, my little boy, is 4.5. So busy. I worked PRN as a nurse before I finally just couldn't take working nights and having a newborn, and I left the bedside and kind of started this. Turn it off. It kind of snowballed. I won the Retail Next competition in St. Louis in the Meadows. Had a storefront for a year, and because of COVID and just a whole bunch of other things, wasn't my deal. Wasn't for me. I didn't really get the help and support that I was supposed to get. So I'm back in the garage. I have a workspace in downtown Wentzville that is just the cutest, quaint little garage, and hopefully when restrictions kind of loosen up, we can start meeting there because it is a really cute little space. Right now it looks like an episode of Hoarders because I put literally everything from the Meadows into it and a storage unit. So I'm really working around my huge mess. So a few things, we're gonna do a few sales this spring at the garage, a barn or a garage sale again. Those were really good. We'll do another like pre-sale for those, but we're gonna continue these. These were awesome, and I'm not gonna lie, I was this close to like throwing in the towel with everything completely. In December, it was just so hard with closing the shop and people being really not nice about closing. Even, you know, it was my business and I closed it. It just wasn't convenient for them. But, you know, I lost 2/3 of my craft club. It just was a mess. And I was like pretty much the night before getting ready to make the announcement of kind of starting to whittle down. And the garage space was kind of unknown because the girls who own the space, own the property, weren't for sure if they were going to stay or not, or if they were going to try to sell it. So everything's good now. There's some works for some things going into the yellow house, so I'm really excited as of today, but I can't say anything. But I'm super excited if it does go through. So thank you to everybody who has picked up so far. I stopped by today and there was like a ton already gone. So probably next month, I'm gonna do a little bit different of a pickup. Just because there were so many boxes on the front porch, it kind of just, basically like I'm not okay with it. It looks kind of a lot. And it's really not my porch, and the girls have events at the yellow house. So, you know, if something gets left and is on the porch and they have a baby shower, like I just don't want anybody to, and they won't all fit in those 2 black trunks that are on the right. So be on the lookout. I'll probably do something that is right. You're texting me, I can see it.
Well, I can't talk to you.
And so I'm gonna figure something out, a system that, you know, everybody, that works for everybody. And when it gets warmer, we'll do like pickup nights too. So, you know, if that works for everybody. So I think that was it as far as like announcements. I'm gonna open up Craft Club on the 1st. So it'll open on the 1st for any new members. If you're an existing member, you don't have to do anything. It's an automatic subscription. If you want to cancel, if you find that it's not your thing, you don't like it, cancel before your auto deduct. So basically, like, it comes out the exact same time and month, on time and day of the month that it did when you signed up. So if you signed up on January 1st, make sure that you cancel before that so you're not charged again. Because as soon as it's charged, the way that I run numbers to keep everything straight, it can't be refunded. It gets pushed through. So it's super easy. You just cancel through PayPal. If you have any questions, you can, you know, always holler. But there's never any kind of you know, commitment. So don't ever feel like you have to stay. I would love for you to have you. And we're gonna open up to about 50 more, I think. So Sarah, that's what I'm thinking. In between the garage and the yellow house, I want to get like a low profile like storage, little storage shed thing. And I've got lights back there that are pretty well lit. So, okay. So, So is anybody actually painting theirs tonight? If you're painting it, let me know. But you've got your kit. Yes, they're pizza boxes. Everybody thought I was delivering pizzas. If for some reason yours was shipped or you got yours and you're missing something, paint will explode in freezing temperatures. There's just nothing we can do about it. So if that does happen, just let me know and I'll get you some new paint like ASAP. But you can always use your own supplies, your own ribbon. You know, if there's something that you get and you don't like, it's your project. Do whatever you want with it. So you've got your little baggie and everything you need. So Sarah brought up a good point, and I forgot to tell everybody that you can use this tray as your like drop cloth. Works perfect, and you don't have to worry about you know, getting anything messy. So I'm actually gonna turn mine around, and then you don't have to use the paper plate because I'll probably just put stuff on here. But you've got your foam brush. These are makeup sponges. Every time that you use these guys, you're gonna use the wide end. You'll get more coverage, and when you're dabbing, you always just wanna go light layers. For everything that we do, we're gonna use light layers. So build in layers. You don't wanna push too hard. You don't wanna go side to side or back and forth. We're not really working with stencils this month, and we're not gonna do stencils next month, but when we start to use stencils, I'll, you know, do a video and remind everybody how to paint so that you don't get those bleeds. But you've got your instruction sheet. There's all your instructions on there. Piece of chocolate, you've got your tags, some really pretty confetti. But yeah, so the first thing is I always like to just sand the edges. This kit, let's see, this one has the bagged paint. So the bag paint, the best thing to do with these is to cut the tip of it just like you would like an icing bag and just pour it, you know, right on your plate to paint from it. So these ship really well. They actually contract a little bit better when paint freezes. So I like using those. But you've got your sandpaper, your 2 colors, and then you've got your cutouts, and then everything else. So with this one, I kind of was thinking, and you guys are on it already, seeing everybody's projects already. So I think I'm gonna do my big one white, and then I think I'm gonna do my little tag red and kind of alternate. But this is pine. These are 1x boards. So anytime that you have a piece of sandpaper in it is usually when we have a bigger chunky piece of wood. These I cut by hand, with my saw, not like by hand, but, and then these are laser cut. So I have a laser, and the laser will burn. It actually burns these edges. So these edges are they're finished. I mean, you don't really have to worry about covering, you know, the inside little pieces. As long as, again, you use a light hand and don't push down too hard, and just a little bit of paint, you can dab straight up and down and you'll still get like a really nice edge. If you want to cover the edges, you can. It's totally up to you. It's just a little bit more work. So, but basically, anytime you have a piece of sandpaper, it's always just to sand the edges and sand anything that is gonna give you a splinter, essentially. So, like on these guys, I just go over, and there's sawdust everywhere. So I just kind of lightly go over the edges and pick which side you want to do. Some boards, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to do this side. But you're just going to sand those little splinters so that you don't get any. You don't really have to do the front. I mean, you want to, if you want to, it's totally fine, but you don't have to. Same thing with the little piece. And you'll hang on to your sandpaper at the end if you want to kind of rough up your project to kind of make it look a little bit distressed. If you are a OG craft clubber, you know that I do everything distressed because that is the story of my life. Everything is a hot mess around here, so... Surprise, can you guys see my dog? Augie! Oh my God, isn't he the cutest? I love him. I love him. Okay, so just sand to those edges. Just basically so you don't get a splinter. And then again, it's simple. You're just gonna paint how you would anything. So, oh, Miley, do me a favor. Miley. I forgot scissors. Will you grab me a pair of scissors? So, set this stuff aside. Oh, well, you're Isla, but thank you. Okay, so again, if you have the little containers, save those, and you can use them for projects in the future. You know, if you like have extra colors, you don't have to save them, but they'll keep very good. If you've got the baggies, just pitch them, because otherwise it'll just make a mess. But I just cut like a teeny tiny bit, and you're just gonna pour it kind of straight on there. And then I just kind of set it upright so that it doesn't leak everywhere. I like to start with the edges first. That way I can lay it down and paint on the top part. In the instructions, it says if you like to have a distressed look, the uneven painting is perfect. Try not to obsess over your background paint. I say that with all my classes because it's just the background. Once you put like your decor and, you know, your letters and your stencil and everything on top, it just really blends into the background. So I do distressed. which means I'm gonna dry brush a lot on there. So I literally just get a little bit of paint, not saturating, and I'm just gonna go over the edges so that it's a light layer. And I don't want perfect coverage. I want just a really light layer to where it kind of looks like it's been worn. And I don't get more paint. I don't really get more paint. You can kind of see until it's like really not covering at all. That's when I'll pick up more paint. I love how they're all trying to peek in. We had like a heart-to-heart before this of, like, you're not gonna screw this up for mommy, okay? They were hellions earlier today, so I'm surprised they're not acting fools. So again, just kind of real streaky. And then the bottom, you can do the back side if you want. You should have plenty of paint for it, but I go real uneven and then just set it flat. And then again, and I just gotta go random. Like, I like the splotchy. And you're gonna go light layers. Again, always do like the less is best kind of mentality. You can always build. If you want that bold color, if you want like a really bright color, you're still gonna do the same thing. You're still gonna do a light layer. You're gonna let it dry. This is matte paint, so as long as it's not shiny in the reflection, you can paint again. If the paint's wet and you go back over it, all you're doing is moving like half dried paint and it clumps and you'll just get frustrated. So just make sure when you go to do a second coat or a third coat or however many coats you do, which you shouldn't need that many, that you have that matte, that flat finish. You don't have any shiny spots. So wherever it's shiny, that means you've got wet paint. So just keep that in mind. And I just move the paint all over. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. And I'm like rough with these brushes. Like, it'll break by the time this is done and over with. Oh, you painted yours, Sarah, 3 times. Yeah, yours were pretty white, pretty solid. And by the time you set this to the side and then paint like the little one, this will be dry. It dries super fast, especially if you're doing those light color or light coats. So I'll get just a little bit more in these little corners. Hopefully you guys can see this. Like, you can kind of see. So you can see it's really uneven, but we're faking the worn distressed look. It basically means we could realistically paint like a really thick coat on here. And then if you want that worn look, we'd have to sand all of that off. So, oh, hey, Melissa. Oh my gosh, girl, you're welcome. And shipping went awesome. Like, I literally pulled up to the back of the post office and got like this giant cart and I filled it and dropped it off and they were like, all right, peace out. So you can schedule pickups, but our postal lady is a grouch, so I just don't feel like dealing with her, so I just drop them off. But, so yeah, so you can kind of see, so you see that shiny, that's still wet. But you can see how it's variegated. It's not perfect coverage, but that's how I like it. I like it not perfect, hot mess. So you can wash these out if you want to use these again, just rinse them out with water. I think I'm gonna do my little tag in red, and I'm just gonna use the sponge. And again, just cut that tip, just the tip. And if you don't know me, I'm very inappropriate and very immature, so I'm gonna try to keep my language PG too. So just pour that out. I saw no one's using the pink. I threw that in there thinking maybe people would want pink, but okay. So here again, and you can get the same look too with the sponges. You just go light. So So I'm gonna do my edges first, just a little bit easier. And you can kind of see these edges that are cut will soak up paint and stain like crazy. And then these sides get covered pretty good. I'm playing around with some ideas for staining, using paint instead of actual stain. There's like question if stain is appropriate to send in the mail, like if it's considered hazardous. So if you did one of my very, very first craft club or painting classes, we used paint to stain, and it's actually, all it is like a baby wipe and paint or watered down paint. So you can really stain with any color. So it's kind of cool. So next month's project will have a little bit of staining. So there will be a little bit of that in that one. So I'm doing this. I'm going over this. And I like, let me see that. So this is my Adeline, and she's my artist. I'm the crafty one. I'm not artsy whatsoever. Look at this. How cute is that? Very good. Good job.
I also drew
Okay, now go. So I did a really light red on here, and I'm gonna keep it that way because it's uneven like the white. Oh yeah, now we're having a dance party. I knew this was gonna happen. So, gonna set that to the side, let that dry. So these letters, I think I'm gonna do red letters. No, red letters here, white, and then I think I'm gonna do a pink heart. Oh, I liked that white on white. That was really pretty. Okay, so with these guys and painting, again, you want to get just a little bit of paint. Get a little bit of like good even coverage on your sponge, not a whole lot of paint. You always just want to have light paint. And then you're just gonna dab, you guys can see this, right? You're just gonna dab straight up and down. And this wood soaks up the paint, so you'll probably have to pick up some more paint more frequently. That's it. You just basically straight up and down. And you can kind of see it kind of gets on the edge. I'll do what the makeup people do. See my man hands? They're all dirty from the soot. So if you guys are painting and you have like nice clothes on, just be careful because again, these are burnt. So there is soot on there. So I will inevitably at some point in time itch my nose and have this crap all over my face. So again, that's just me, the hot mess I am. So, you're just gonna go over all of these. Set it, I mean, these are like already drying because they just soak up that paint. And just dab, dab, dab. It's like that TikTok of that gal doing her makeup, dab, dab, dab. Okay, so then set that aside. And then I'm gonna do my love. I'm gonna do white. Or do I do pink? Oh my God, this is the hardest part. This is the hardest part. Everybody has the hardest part, choosing paint colors. I think I'm gonna go with pink. I think I'm gonna do a white heart and pink. Let's see how it looks. If it sucks, then you'll know not to do it. So I'm gonna do a white heart. I'm just gonna dab this on there. Set that aside to dry. Take a drink. Okay, then I'm gonna get my pink. And I think I'm gonna do this. You guys probably have plenty of paint. And I'll probably put out a survey so that I can see like if you guys got, because again, this is like all new for me as far as doing like actual huge kits like this. So I want to make sure that you guys are getting enough paint, getting enough supplies if it's too much. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys too is like the smoke marks on here. Can you see that? Like you can kind of see it on this one. If you have that, or you have like a dark piece that has a lot of soot, or like where it was burned a little bit more, just take your sandpaper and just kind of sand it out a little bit and it'll come out just fine. If you're staining it, it usually just blends right into the stain. I'll show you guys on next month's. I didn't take mine off. I didn't sand it out and you can barely tell. So you can just kind of sand. Oh man. That's kind of cute too. Okay. This bear like that too. So, all right. So again, just kind of Krista. So Augie has Pano. Tell me, like, it may go on for a while. Anyway, side note. If you're even still here. So we had like an episode with him a couple weekends ago where he wasn't like bearing any weight, and it was weird. I don't know. So we like had to take him to a vet, like the emergency vet on the weekend, and they didn't really see anything wrong with him. And then we just kind of figured it was Pano, whatever. I don't know. It's like puppy growing pains, which who knew? So if you do not like what you paint, if you don't like the color, let it dry completely, no shine to it, paint over it. So don't fret if you don't like it. You know, like when you go to put it on here, you can always see what it looks like. And if you don't like it, like I'm kind of not digging this. I thought it was gonna stand out a little bit more. So I might repaint it, but I'll let it dry. But in the meantime, you can set this stuff to the side. And then like these guys they look good. I mean, they really don't need a second coat. So this is dry. I'm going, oh, look at that. I got paint on that. Well, just kidding. So I like got white paint on it somehow. So I'm just gonna cover those up. So you've got your super glue. These are sealed already. So to puncture it, there's like a little piece in there that will puncture it. So make sure when you thread it on there, you're holding it upright and you don't squeeze it, because you will get super glue on your fingers and glue them to yourself, to anything. So just kind of gently squeeze or gently thread it on there, and then you're good to go. So I'm gonna put this washer on there. There's letters, which is how they like label it for pricing. It doesn't matter which way you go with it as far as like up or down. I'm gonna put the letters up just because they kind of have like it's kind of got like a rounded edge. You can paint these, but the paint may not stick for like long term, just FYI. I think they're just like, I don't know if they're stainless or what they are, but okay. So you just put a little bit of super glue around there, not a whole lot, and then straight down over the hole. I'm gonna put the letters up towards the top so that the twine covers it. Just push down, let it sit there and dry. And then you've got 3 pieces of twine and your ribbon. So my girls Kelly and Kimmy helped me back all this stuff up. So you've got a little bit of ribbon, you've got a long piece of twine, and then you've got 2 shorter pieces. So your 2 shorter pieces are for like the top parts of your tags, and then this is for your ribbon part. So you're gonna take your ribbon and put it more towards the top I kind of just go right underneath those corners of where it like angles down. So, and actually, I guess there is. And then just flip it over. And I am gonna pull it tight because that's just how I want it to look a little bit tighter. And then just squeeze a little bit of glue on there. It doesn't have to be crazy perfect because you're gonna take the twine and wrap it around. That's gonna help keep it in place too. Oh God, and don't push down on the glue. It's so tempting. And you can hold, so like I'll take the corner of this metal piece and just kind of like hold it down on something that I'm gluing if I don't want to use my finger. And you just can kind of hold it until that super glue dries. And it doesn't take a whole lot, so. Okay, so you take your long piece, and I'm gonna try to do this backwards so you guys can see. So leave just a little bit, enough to where you're gonna tie it. Oh yeah, yeah, Sarah, you would. Your finger would get stuck. No. Sarah comes into craft club with her whole hand on her project. Just kidding, I love you. Leave a little bit out, and then you're just gonna wrap it around, and I think it goes around like 3 times. And you can kind of wrap however you want. If you want it like kind of grouped together, if you want it kind of spread out a little bit, which is kind of what I'm gonna do. And you can kind of like, I'm gonna kind of play with this so that my strings are pretty even. So, and just tie a bow, just a plain Jane bow. You guys are eating a snack, seriously?
Yeah.
We just ate. You're gonna turn into a snack. So.
And then we're going to turn into a ghost.
So find where you want your bow. And then I'm gonna make a knot because it's the best way to. Sorry, cracking up. You're gonna have a hell of a time with next month's. Okay, so then that way it's tied. A little trick I do is I'll tie it in a knot. And then I'll pull the strings pretty close to that. And then I'll actually make a bow again. So like your 2 little bunny tails. And I'll pull it through so that it's tight. Alright, so then I'll pull it tight. And then I'll actually cut these bows, or these loops. I'm using kitchen scissors, like the world's worst craft scissors. And I'll show you why I do this, because I think it's super cute. And I do this a lot with raffia. How are my kids not fighting? Because I put the fear of God in them before of this. Because they've been assholes all day today. Legit. I don't know. I hate the winter. I hate this season because it's cold and everybody's cooped up inside. Okay, so I will actually unravel these jute ropes, and it just kind of gives the appearance of like a little fluffier like bow or whatnot. I don't know, I just think it's adorable. It's just something different. Yeah, Henry has been awful the last couple days. Like yesterday when I was putting everything on the front porch and like taking care of like last minute stuff, like he was so bad twice. I was just getting ready to say screw it and go home and put him in bed because he was such a jerk. Oh, it's a full moon coming. Oh, that's true. Well, okay, mamas with girls. So tell me that you do not, that it gets better. But my girls are little, they're still younger, and we're still trying, like, we're already starting to fight for like hormonal like hierarchy. So like, it's bad. So anyway, so you can kind of see it like gives it just a little bit of a different look. So to make sure that it doesn't go anywhere or untie, I just drop a couple drops of super glue down in there. And if you have hot glue, that works too. But that way it's kind of tight, and then I'll kind of separate this a little bit. So with these little wood cutouts, always lay them down first before you cut them to make sure that's where you want it. So just kind of map out where you want them, and then glue. So, oh, these are so cute. So I just kind of, I mean, you can eyeball it. So then just take a little bit of glue. And then just press her down. And again, if you guys use like hot glue, if you know, have your own stuff, feel free to use that too. Okay, and just glue. And it doesn't take much at all for this super glue, and it'll stick. So a little bit, I'll just kind of space them out. Okay, so then this guy is one of your long ones. Now, some of you are hanging them, oh, middle school, no. So my husband, I told my husband, I'm like, you are a poor sucker, because I'm gonna be menopausal. You'll have 3 premenstrual, menstrual girls. Like, your life's gonna be hell. He said he's gonna move to the farm. I'm like, and Miley she's 9, she's 3rd grade. And I mean, it's crazy this year how much like attitude, and I don't know if it's like, has she learned this attitude? Has she picked it up from other people? Like, is it just like, I mean, I'm not saying that I was like perfect, but anyway. So however you guys want to display this or hold, like put this up, if you're putting it on your door, if you're leaning it on something, it's totally up to you. I like the chunkier look, so I just kind of rope it together so that it's a little bit thicker, and that's what I do. So some of you kind of did it twice, which is cool. So like you went through twice, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to let's see, how do I like it? So I'm gonna do this. So I looped it, I doubled it over, and I just kind of went a loop-de-loop. So I'll show you again. So I looped it through, and then I went back over, and then, give me some slack here, back through. So I'm gonna make it to where this is more towards the front. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my fingers through here and thread this through so that it kinda, you can kinda loop, so that it's like that. And then to hang it, you just need to tie a little knot at the top. So if you want to hang it. You can also hang it by the hole that it's here. Ooh, Sarah, I missed that text message. Okay, so that, like that. I like that, that's super cute. Well, that's adorable. So, I'm gonna move to my tag that I'm gonna repaint because I don't like the red. So I'm gonna pick up some more of this white paint and just paint over it. And it'll be kind of cool because I'll be able to see a little bit of this red through, so that might be kind of cool. And you guys are gonna learn a ton of different techniques. You're gonna learn a bunch of different techniques and you're gonna use them for different projects. And then if you like think like, oh, I remember I did this project this way, I kind of want to do it on this one. And if you guys don't remember how to do anything, just holler. What are you doing? Hi, Lorelai. Oh my God, you have a bunny. We're not getting a bunny.
It's got a huge cage. It's huge.
Oh God.
And it walks so fast, she turned her camera around.
How does her dog not eat her bunny?
Well, she leaves the door closed to it.
Oh, ombre. So I've had a few people that did ombre, like that did ombre and everything, and they always turned out so good. Man, why didn't I think about that? Okay, well, I'll just paint it. Melissa, you do ombre and come back to me. So yeah, I'm just gonna paint over this. If I didn't like the red kind of seeping through, I'd just let it dry and then just paint over it. So the white's gonna suck up some of this red, and that's okay. I'm gonna go back over it when it's dry and just add a little bit more red, but I like that. So let's see kind of what I'm gonna do red on this guy. See, I'm changing it. So I'm gonna go red on this. See? It's that easy to just paint over it. And then I think I'm gonna do my heart pink. Yeah. So I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, so that way you can scan. On the box that you got, there's a little QR code, so you can scan that, and that will go to the YouTube page that will have all the videos from previous craft clubs. It just might be easier to search it that way. Oh shit. And you can look, you know, through those videos there. So otherwise they'll still be on the group too. Okay, so you do want to make sure that this is dry before you super glue the letters on there. Otherwise you're just super gluing to wet paint and it won't stay. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit more white, make it a little bit more white. Yeah, I like it. So while this is drying, I'm gonna take the sandpaper again and just kind of go over the edges. And just kind of give it a little bit more of a worn look. It's not gonna hurt anything to go over the letters. You just wanna make sure if you're doing like colors, the dust will transfer. So just be really careful. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna do it over the letters because it kind of clouds them up a little bit. So you can take like a wet paper towel. All right, does anybody have any questions? Yeah, black edges first and then sand it, yeah. And we do the fake, like real distressing. On these white boards, these pine boards, we have to add a little bit more color if you really want that dimension. Here, I'll talk about this. So this is next month's. This is just like the prototype, so it's not gonna be this thin. It's gonna be on a 1/2-inch board, so kind of similar to, and if you guys, I know several of you have reached out, there are other makers that are copying designs and stuff, but it's not. I'm in a bunch of DIY groups DIY owners, workshop owners, and you pay for files and, you know, all sorts of stuff. So it's very common to see them all doing the same thing. What people were doing next month that are part of like this subscription group that I'm in, I didn't think it was cute. Like it just, there's a few other people around here that are doing it, and it just wasn't as cute as I thought it could be. So I thought, I saw this and I came up with it, and I thought it was adorable. And it is a faux shiplap background, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it with a Sharpie. You don't have to do the shiplap if you don't want to, but this is like a little shaker box, so you guys can see. This is just a little piece of frame. You're just going to attach it by glue, kind of the same way with that super glue, but we're going to stain it. We're going to paint this. It's going to be green, and then you're going to have a little bit of this confetti, and there's plexiglass, and that's what keeps it in. And it's so stinky cute. Oh my God, you guys, the picture doesn't do any justice. So again, like my prototypes are always like a learning, you know, like, you know, this worked. Okay, so like on this one, I put too much of this stuff in here. So I'll probably not give you as much so that it shakes better, because it kind of just condensed down. So you have to like kind of jab it. So, but I just thought this was adorable. So registration will open up on the 1st. If you have friends that you want to do this with and they want to sign up too. But this one's super cute. Super, super cute. So you can kind of see my ring light? All right, hopefully this is dry. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with this little one. And I wonder if, so this is a huge debate that we've had. I'm left-handed. Does anybody else? So we did this with our door tags in one of our craft club projects. So are you guys putting your love this way, or are you putting it this way? So when we did the door tags, I had it like this. Now it's gonna be backwards for you because I'm on this this live thing. Oh, Sarah, I didn't know you were left-handed. So I read it this way. Like I read, like if you're going like clockwise, like that. But then all my teachers were saying it's wrong. You read like top to bottom. But I'm gonna tell you that I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think it's just really how you view it. So, I'm actually probably gonna do it like that because I think that's cute. Oh, can you see it? Oh, shit. Shoot. Okay, so again, I'm gonna double up my string and feed it through this little hole. And it may not fit actually through. I know, right? I guess we're supposed to get snow tomorrow. Like I want it to snow, like big snow. Okay, so I'm trying to push this through so you can see it kind of coming through. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing again to where it kind of loop it through. Now they're fighting. I don't know if you guys can hear them. Fighting and whining. And I hear Ryan going. Okay, so put that little knot in there, and I'm gonna unfray these because again, I think it just gives it a cute little extra vibe. Kind of like that. Just kidding, like that. All right, so last thing. Like that? Yeah, I think so too. Okay. And really, again, it's all how you are gonna display it. So I'm gonna put mine on my coffee bar because I decorate my coffee bar for like every holiday. And it's probably gonna go like next to it. So yeah, so this will be cute. So again, just give yourself a little bit of glue. Don't glue your fingers to it. And you don't have to cover like every little piece of it. Just kind of like use your judgment. And then oh, where do you put the heart? I think I'm gonna go blow. I'm gonna do something different. So again, all right guys, here we go, and we're done. I'm gonna angle it just a little bit. I'm gonna angle it just in case I store it like this or show it off like this, whichever one. And this does dry pretty quick, so if you want to move it pretty quick. So, and that's it. Just these little guys. So I'll take pictures of it tomorrow. I'll stage it a little better and take pictures of it if you guys want to look at this way. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just post them in the group. I'll answer. Anybody, you know, who knows Craft Club can answer. But I love that you guys are sharing them. And if you don't want me to share it on my page, don't share it in the group, because I love sharing them. Other than that, that's it. Put all your stuff in the box and pitch it. So, you guys, thank you for painting with me. It's been a blast. Hopefully, we're just counting down months until we can meet in person. It'll be fun. So, all right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Again, registration is going to open on the 1st. It'll close on the 15th or until I fill the spaces. If you need to cancel, just make sure you do it before the 1st. So if you have any questions, just holler at me. Okay, guys. Good. Oh, Ray, I miss you so much. This is like my air hug with no makeup and hair dye on my face still. So love you guys.